How does UA differ depending on an app's monetization model? For example, ad revenue versus in-app purchase versus a subscription model. Do you see differences in the best suited UA approach depending on the monetization model?
Yes, for sure. I think already one of the things that usually comes with the monetization model is also the type of retention that you get on this title. So not to generalize, but the purely ads-based games usually have shorter retention. So already in terms of the return or the break-even window that you should be looking at, you often need to be looking at shorter windows when you work with purely ads-based monetization rather than IAP-based games. And in terms of strategy, like because of the nature of the ads-based model, you often also have a lower LTV. So it's kind of a thin margin, high volume kind of approach that you need to go for. So higher tier countries will have, of course, higher eCPM. But you can't neglect low tier countries because they have a high volume potential. So even though you might only be making a few cents of margin on those countries, the revenue potential is still pretty. And in terms of channels approach, rewarded videos and like most of SDK ad networks will bring you most of your users due to the nature of the audience being already familiar with watching ads in the games that they are playing. In terms of IAP games, they have a potentially higher ceiling, but also a lower pool of users, right? Because on the IAP game, it's all about optimizing for your payers, and it will often be a limited pool of users. There is a higher risk to invest on an IAP game because you're also looking at a longer window for break even. And you often need to invest more in order to find the small pool of players that will eventually make your game break even. Subscriptions, to be honest, I have limited experience with subscriptions. I would say what's tricky about subscriptions is that you have a trial period. So the time to conversion is actually even longer. Whereas for, ads-based, you can already see results within a day, whether your users are watching ads or not. IAP, usually you would also tend to see results within 7 days. Subscription, if you have a trial period, then it will take longer to see conversion, and it will be harder to optimize as well.